Hi, students, and welcome to Art History Survey 2 for the summer semester. I just always like to post this intro lecture to kind of show you where everything is and talk to you a little bit right at the beginning, the very first day. So the other thing I wanted to mention right away is that if you're noticing that the dates are a little bit off for this lecture, it's because I'm going to be recycling this lecture for a few semesters, for a few summers, since all the material is basically the same. So if something's a little off and you see the date is wrong, don't worry, everything's still correct, but it's probably just because I'm recycling this for a few summer semesters. So hello, everybody. I'm Melissa Terry. You can call me Professor Terry, Prof T, whatever you want to do with that. And I will be your professor for this summer, the Art History Survey 2 class. Here you have our Art History Survey 2 Blackboard page, and this is where everything in the course will take place. I just wanted to go through a few things and show you how it's going to run. If you've taken one of my online classes before, it's going to be similar to that. Right away, we have Pronto at the very top. So this is a great way to get a hold of me. It's actually an instant messaging app. You can put it on your phone, but you don't have to. I choose not to just because I don't want it to be like interrupting me every day, or all the time, I should say. But you can put it on there, and I do check it every single day, like every few hours. I check it the same way that I check my email and the Blackboard messages. But this is really cool if you click on it, because it opens up the instant messaging. So you can speak to me right away, and you can also, well, it looks like it has to prepare itself still. Next time I open it, it should work. But it shows everyone in the course, so you can send a message to everyone in the course. Skip. Or you can just send a personal message to me. So that's really great, and it's right at the top. The other way to get a hold of me is through the Blackboard messages. You press messages at the top here, and then as you put in new messages, you can put my name in there or someone else in the class, and that sends me a personal message. And then, of course, the other way to get a hold of me is through my email, and that's going to be in the syllabus, so I'll show you where that is momentarily. The first thing you're going to want to do today is get into Start Here. There's a little intro message, and then this is where I'm going to be posting the lecture that I'm creating right now for you. One little note that I do have here in terms of this really short summer session is just a reminder that this is a 4.5-week course. So that means it's extremely short. If you've never taken a summer online course, I recommend looking through the schedule, which I'll show you in just a second, and figuring out if you really think that you'll have enough time for this class. Because usually Art History Survey 2 is a 15-week course, this 4.5-week course, each week has the equivalent of about 3 weeks of material and assessments. So it goes really, really fast, and it can be overwhelming for some people, especially if you have other responsibilities, like if you have a job or a family that you have to take care of outside the class. So, look over the schedule on the very first day. If it seems like it might be overwhelming, I do recommend dropping the class right away and just taking it in the fall semester. I teach it online and in person in the fall. A little bit about me. So I'm actually from northern Minnesota. I'm there now. I've been in the Valley, though. I've acclimated and have been in the Valley since 2016. I have my degree in studio art. I also have a degree in art history, a master's, and I worked on my PhD in art history from the University of Illinois. So that's why I'm your art history professor. But I also really love studio art. So I know that many of you are studio art students. So I also have a studio art bachelor's of art in fibers. So that's my little connection there as well. I keep busy with my 2 young daughters. I have a young dog. Well, I guess he's 4 now, named Chewy. And I used to teach yoga in the Valley. So that's a little bit something about me. Required readings. This is fun, and I think I'm pretty funny with my meme. I look forward to buying college textbooks, said no one ever. So you don't have to buy a textbook for this class. I know textbooks are expensive, and then some people don't use them again. I'm like a book nerd, so I love getting books. I love having a bunch of books in my office. If you ever come by in Building J on the 2nd floor during the semester, you can come borrow my books. But I know that some of you, it's just kind of not accessible for you. So I've changed this class to be open educational resources. So that means that every single reading that we have in this class will be open as an online link and free for you through the class. Most of our readings are from smarthistory.org. which is a peer-reviewed source that's written by art historians. So most of those are going to come right from there. That being said, if you're an art student, I recommend finding an old art history book. You can find one, some that are on the used bookstores online, like Alibris and Abe Books, or you pick whatever other online bookstore you can find, probably on Etsy too. Because it's just good to have a book like that so you can flip through it, especially if you're an artist, so that you can find inspiration through the pages. But there is not a required textbook for this class. The next thing I want you to look at is the syllabus, the schedule, the assessments, and the policies. So I'll go ahead and open the syllabus for us. We're not going to read through the whole thing. That is your responsibility, but I just wanted to show you a few things. So the first thing is my email address is right here, mseifert@South Texas College. So again, you can use Pronto. You can also, Pronto is probably the quickest way to get a hold of me. But I also check my email and Blackboard messages every single day. So, and I try to get back to you as soon as I can. If you don't hear from me within 2 hours, don't send me another email. Just wait a couple more hours. I usually get back to people within like 5 hours, unless it's in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping. Let's see, there's my office phone, but I'm not in the office right now. So I recommend just setting up messages for me if you need to get a hold of me quickly. I do have office hours. I have to change this actually. No, this is correct. Monday through Thursday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. If you need to meet me at some other time, that at that time I'll just be kind of in Blackboard Pronto. So if you need to send a message, I'll send you an instant message back. We can do a video chat through there too. If you need something outside of this space, just let me know. I'm happy to accommodate that. Go ahead and go through the learning objectives and outcomes on your own. The evaluation of the class, there are a few key assignments, including a research paper, a mock trial, which will be a shared assignment where you will work on looking over some academic articles around the issue of art restitution. So art pieces and pieces of cultural property that have been taken from their place of origin, usually in moments of dispute, and those people want them back. And so there's going to be a whole unit, part of a unit will be based on and linked to this mock trial assignment where you will work with another student to think about both sides of the debate around restitution. And then you're going to write your essay together and submit it together. So that's a partner essay. And that will be, I'll go over that and I'll have a full lecture on that later in the course. There are 2 exams, one in the end of week 3 and then one at the end of week 5. Each of those are mostly multiple choice with a few short essays, and they're 35 points each. There is going to be an art zine. So a zine is a small handmade book. It's like the end of the word magazine. So you're going to have to make a small handmade book and then present it in Padlet, showing us the pages. And again, I'll have another mini lecture that'll be posted in that assignment folder. And then discussions. These take place every single week, 1 or 2 at least, sometimes 3. These are worth 5 points each. There's 9 of them during this short summer semester. Basically, you have to respond to a prompt that has to do with the material. You have to write between 150 and 200 words, and then you have to look at other people's responses, read them, and respond to them. So it's a sort of online discussion. You have to respond to 2 other people's posts, and then you have to respond meaningfully. So it's more than just great idea. It's, you have to spend about 100 words getting into an actual discussion with someone else. And that makes up all of the content for the class. Each of those assignments are outlined in the syllabus as well. The textbook, which is, there is no textbook, is there in the syllabus as well. Some classroom expectations, just a few I want to hit on. No cheating. So I have an academic integrity statements here. The use of artificial intelligence. Now, this is a new one because we're having more and more students who are using AI to help them write papers. In this class, it is not permitted. So please, if you're someone who uses any of these platforms, Grammarly, ChatGPT, Jasper, you name it, all of these ones that you see here, or other ones, please know that you're not supposed to use those. I know a lot of people use Grammarly just to help them like edit their papers. You're supposed to edit your papers yourself. Because if you have a different entity that is doing it for you, you will never learn how to be a writer. So please, instead of utilizing these, and usually I can tell when you use them because I have like a checker, I will reach out to you and say, you're using AI, and then you'll get a 0 on that assignment. So just be mindful of that. Do your own work. You're really smart. Have confidence in yourself and the things that you've learned. And if you don't know how to write, reach out to the STC, Center for Learning Excellence. They have writing tutors and they can help you, okay? Late work policy, basically I open the weekly folder at the end of the week and you have all week to do it. This class is asynchronous. So I'm going to have lectures, videos, and readings that are posted every week at the beginning of the week. And then you have all week by Sunday night to submit your assignments. So I don't accept late work because you have all week to turn it in. That being said, if you have a reason, something big happens to your family or you need help, please reach out and let me know if you need small extensions. I'm happy to offer that, but you have to reach out. You have to be transparent about what's happening and how you're struggling. I'm always very happy to help you if I can. A note about emails, make sure you include your name in your email and that you're in 1304. Sensitive content, there will be nudity and violence and sometimes socio-political commentary within the course. It's just part of the course content. It's not meant to upset you. If you think that anything like this will upset you, please drop the class. These are just things that are part of the course curriculum. I also have the proposed course here for the 5 weeks. Again, it's basically 4.5 because we start our first week on a Wednesday. So you can check this out. Look at each week. There are 3 or 4 assessments due, two to 3. So it's a lot. Make sure you look over this, and if you feel like you're not going to have time for it, please drop the class on the first day so other people can get in. That's all I needed to look through on the syllabus. Now let's head back. You're going to see that I posted many of the things in the syllabus also on the course page. So they're in 2 places, so you have easy access. The course schedule and due dates are also in here. And then we have the policies that are also here. Okay. And then there's a major assessments folder. So the discussions are going to be a big chunk of your grade. They're 30%, so don't skip those. But they hope happen over the course of the semester. These other assignments happen on specific weeks, and they're going to be big assignments, meaning they're 15 to 20% of your grade. So the art zine is the first one. You can start looking through these, perusing them. I have the guidelines in there. This isn't due until the end of week 2, but you can look now and see kind of what that's like. The mock trial, which is going to be something that you do with a partner, and I still have to randomly assign the partners. I'll do that during the first or second week of class. You can look through these now, though, and start preparing. And then there's also a research paper. That's what's in the major assessments. And then every single week, you'll find a weekly folder posted. So since it's week 1, the week 1 folder is posted. Each week has a weekly overview and to-do list. And then basically typically 3 lectures within it, or 3 sets of material. So the first one is Renaissance art. This is where we start this class. So I have a little lecture that's kind of overlap from last semester if you took that, thinking about where we finished if you took survey 1, which goes into the medieval period. So this lecture talks about the Dark Ages and how we see a shift into the Renaissance. And then I have a short lecture, it's about half an hour, on the Renaissance and humanism. So you basically watch those 2 lectures. You can do these readings. I'm clicking on one now so that we can take a look. Again, most of the readings come right from smarthistory.org. And it seems like a lot, but they're really not that long because they're mostly pictures. So I hope you enjoy those. And again, they're all linked right in here. Sometimes I include some panoramas, and then you also have supplemental viewing material. And these are just videos that you can watch if you want to know more about it. So basically, if you were in a 15-week class, that would be all you would do for the first week. But there's 3 weeks put into one. And so you also have the material on 15th and 16th century art in Northern Europe. Again, you have readings. Again, you have 2 lectures. Again, you have a series of supplemental viewing options. And then you have a third, right? Because this is actually covering 3 weeks. So another lecture. And the lectures are just me. It's kind of me in the square in the corner, oftentimes going over the lecture with you. This one's shorter. It's only 18 minutes. And then again, we have the rest of the material posted. Once you've gone through everything, then you go to the weekly assessments tab and you find everything that's due there. The first thing I want you to do this actually right away. This is student introductions. I have it due actually on Thursday, tomorrow, because it's really easy. I want you to get it over with. I don't want you to wait till Sunday night because everything else is due on Sundays. but I'm putting this one early so you get it over with and so that I can start getting to know you. Plus, part of it also is because if you don't engage within the first 4 days, I'm supposed to drop you from the class. So please make sure you engage. I already put my post up here, so you can click on it and open it in a new window if you want, or you can do it right through here. You press the plus sign and then you put what is your name, and then it asks you some questions about yourself. What's your favorite food, a fun fact about you, and your favorite piece of art or architecture. And then you can link in the image up here. And that's a way for us to get to know each other a little bit during the first week. So please do that as soon as possible, and that is worth 5 points. The other discussions actually have to do with the course content. So the first one is called Renaming the Dark Ages, and the second is the Internet and the Printing Press. So once you go through the material here, you're going to understand what's needed and what is asked, what is being asked of you for discussions 2 and 3. And you'll go in there and then they have full prompts. So it asks you, look at the assigned text, watch the video on the printing press, and then respond to these prompts. There's always going to be requirements as well. So again, at least 200 words, respond to 2 students with responses of 100 words. So if you don't do that, you'll be deducted, but you will get partial credit. The other thing that is going to be due the very first week, I know it's a half week, is going to be that I want you to decide on a topic for your zine. Again, the zine is a small handmade book, and you're going to make a small book that has to do with an artwork. So you have to choose an artwork. You might already have some in mind, something that you like. So maybe you're a big fan of Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night. Everyone knows about that one, right? So if you really love that one and you want to make a little book about it, it's just an 8-page book made out of one piece of printer paper. And I'm going to just only ask you to write 150 words about it. It's very small. It's more of a creative space for you to learn about this object. Then you'd go ahead and post information about it here. And then when it's posted, that'll reserve that topic for you. So you can't use someone else's topic. But this is where you're going to reserve that for your zine, which is not due until the end of week 2. That's about it for week 1. Again, soon I will send out another announcement that has to do with the zine, because the zine is going to be due pretty soon too. The guidelines are already up if you want to check it out. Just make sure that your artwork selection is after 1430 until the present. So nothing before 1430. You can't do, ancient Stonehenge or anything like that. That's for a different class. So get on all of that right away if you can. Please reach out to me if you have questions. I look so forward to getting to know you. And one more thing, just so you can see, the announcements tab is here. I'll be posting announcements every week, and it'll also send you an email. So make sure you're checking that quite frequently. Discussions, they're all up here, but they're also in the weekly folders. Gradebook. This is where you're going to start seeing your grades populating, and then you'll start to see how you're doing in the class as well. And then messages, which we already talked about. All right, questions, let me know. Have a great first week, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.